Happy Thursday and happy Facebook Live time. I have a super fun project for you today and really no business what to speak of. So we're going to get right to the project super fast. First of all, my name is Melissa Kerman. I am the leader and sole person for Melissa's Crafting Treehouse, which is my business name. You can find me at www.melissascraftingtreehouse.com. That's me. Got to introduce myself first. Anyway, what I have for you today is a fairly simple project made with the More Love stamp set. And I just have to check something quickly. I'll be right back. I am not seeing anybody join in, so I'm wondering if I'm in the right place. So I'm just going to check and make sure that I'm showing up in Facebook. Oh, I see somebody's here. Oh, good. Hello, somebody. Just getting worried here for a second that I'm in the wrong place. Let's see where we are. I know, I'm not in the screen anymore. Comment, whoever you are that's there watching. Let's see. Am I seeing me? Well, I'm not seeing me here in the group. Dang it. Oh no, here I am. Yay. I'm so glad. All right. I am really live. I'm so glad to see you here. Like I said, comment and let me know who's there. Hi, Mary Beth. So good to see you. I know. I'm like off screen going, nobody's here. What's going on? I can't be talking to myself. So I'm glad to see people joining in. Welcome. So I was saying, I have a very simple project tonight, but super excited about it. Very little to no business. So we're just going to pretty much focus on the project today. The featured stamp set is called More Love. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's in the mini catalog. Hi, Bonnie. Good to see you here. Oh, thank you. It's no fun to be alone. Sometimes I like to be alone, but not when I'm on Facebook Live. I mean, geez, really? So anyway, I have been doing a lot of watercoloring lately. I just recently taught a class, watercolor techniques, and there are so many, and I love playing with watercolor paper. And I can't seem to stop. So today's project, we're going to be using watercolor paper. As I said, the More Love stamp set. And the theme is really rainbows. So it's very happy project, which is suitable for a man or a woman, which is also wonderful about it. So without further ado, I'm going to face the camera down and get started and show you what we have in store. All right. So the hashtag for tonight is hashtag More Love. We're going to be using this set. And hi, Terry. Good to see you. Now, this set is just a single stamp. That's all that comes in it. But I just love the sentiment, right? The world needs more love notes. Is that not so true? So I figured for today's hashtag, whoever wins will get one of these love notes that I'm making today. And well, I'm only making one, so you'll get the one I'm making. If you are interested in getting the card we're going to make today, which you don't know yet. Oh, I'm so glad you loved the retreat, Maker's Mojo, Creative Escape. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you highly recommend it. Invite your friends. The more the merrier. Okay, so where was I? Right, so to get entered for the card today, just type in hashtag More Love into the comments. And I am going to, at some point, ask you to tell me which design you prefer, because I did a slight variation on the design. So I'm going to put that off screen so I can actually use the whole space because it's all wet and watery. Fun with water, so cool, right? So that was the theme for one of my presentations this past weekend in Maker's Mojo, fun with water. So I'm still having fun with water, just a slightly different type of project. All right, so again, More Love. We're going to be heat embossing, and I'm going to be using my reinkers. I've actually got 6 colors there that I'm going to be using, and I've taken my reinkers and put a little droplet into each one of these wells. And I also have some, a little bit of water in each of the other wells because I'm going to be using those other wells as well. Huh. One of the things I like to use when I do this is this little pipette. It's, you know, I guess I'm a kind of nerdy little science person, but it's a great tool for doing this technique. So you just pull some up and squeeze some out, and then I have a little well where I can mix my colors and dilute them as I need to. All right, so I'm going to start with a piece of watercolor paper, and we are going to be using Wink of Stella at a certain point. And I'm going to bring in some paper towels. And actually, I'm going to show you the card I've finished, because it's always nice to know where you're headed with a project. And we're going to do a slightly different version. So this is my card. The world needs more love. Notes. And it needs more love too, right? I've got some Wink of Stella on 2 of those little flowers. So we're going to be essentially doing a rainbow colored watercolor wash. The sentiment is Heat Emboss in black. So the version I'm going to do for this one is going to be in white instead. So I'm going to start with heat embossing this. It's always easier if you're doing something that's watercolored to do your stamping ahead of time, as long as it's not a water-based stamping. And heat embossing, of course, is permanent, so you're not going to have to worry about it bleeding or anything. I just wipe my surface with my embossing buddy so that an anti-static, and then I'm just going to ink up my stamp. And when I did this one, it's kind of a tight squeeze, but I'm justifying it slightly down. I found that was the best way to get it centered. And for this one, I'm going to do what my daughter suggested and what I thought of when I was actually creating this. Instead of heat embossing it in black, I'm going to heat emboss it in white. So many of you may know how to do heat embossing, but just in case you don't, Versamark is a clear, sticky ink, and when I pour the embossing powder over it, it's gonna stick only where the Versamark was, and you use the embossing buddy so that specks don't get where they don't belong, and it looks like I'm not seeing any that are where they don't belong, so that's a good thing, right? All right, so next I'm going to do some watercoloring. Well, actually I have to heat this first. So I actually have the backside done. Voila, it's done. See how it's shiny? So all I did was take my heat tool. Those of you who may not know, heat it up. It's quiet. And then it's all done, and it's shiny, and it's raised, and it's going to resist my ink. Okay. I'm wiping off that powder because it's the back side, and I'm just going to get a mess on something if I leave it there. Okay, so there is my heat embossed white. So now I'm going to start with my watercolor wash. Now for this, because I want the colors to blend and mix, I'm going to make this super wet. So I've just got a water bottle, and I'm just spraying it up. I'm going to spray the back side too, so it is also a little bit wet and it doesn't curl up as much. And then I'm just going to take my aqua painter. This is the nice the fat one in the set. There's 2 others that come with a set when you get aqua painters, or water painters, I guess they're called. So you can see I'm getting a lot of water on there. I want it to stay wet for the whole time that I'm doing this process. So I'm going to start with my lightest color because I'm going to be mixing them. It's kind of best to start with your light color, and I'm going into one of the wells to dilute that just a little bit. I'm going to go right across the center. Since this is the lightest color, it has the tendency to get overshadowed by the other colors. So I'm being very generous with it. Now here I have, this is just a container recycled from some little embellishments that Stampin' Up! Sold at some point, and I decided to recycle it. So it becomes my little washing well, and I have a well for each color. So I don't have to worry as much about the mixing. So now I'm going to go into my green. I'm going to do green next. This is shaded spruce. You can see I'm mixing it up. I've got a fairly dilute solution of the green, and I'm doing this fairly fast so that bringing a little bit more green in there. I want it to be a little bit darker. Gonna wash off my brush, my second well. And then I need some blue, my Pacific Point here. And I just went right into that, and it looks like I'm gonna miss a color because I filled it up with the other colors. That's okay. We won't have purple on this one, or just at the corner maybe. All right, so again, I'm gonna rinse my blue. And I want this to be really well rinsed. I have another little bucket of water here just to make sure I've got enough so that it's clean, because now I'm going to go into my orange, and I definitely don't want to have blue in with the orange because that could be a real mess. See that? So now I've got my nice dilute solution of my orange, nice and wet and watery. Just going in there like that. And then last but not least, I'm going to do my red in the corner. Now it's important that the color's not super strong. If there's too much pigment in there, sometimes it gets kind of stuck on the paper, and I just want to make sure it moves around. Now I'm going to go ahead and wet this brush again, and I'm going to go along the spot where the colors mix, because I want to make sure they actually mix a little bit. And I'm going to do the same thing over here with the blue. And next, I'm going to actually spray this. I could stop right there, let it dry, set it aside, but I'm going to spray it to add a little bit more water. And I'm going to make an effort to bring in a little bit of my purple, because I am really very much a purple girl. So I want that purple in the corner. Ooh, I love how that fanned out. Because it's so wet, the ink will just kind of bleed out, and I just love that. I could do like just the blue, green, and purple on this, and I would be happy. But, you know, I already got the other colors in there, so we're good. Okay, I'm getting a little more green in there. Just want it to be darker. I can play with this as much as I want. Watercolor paper is wonderful that way. You can pretty much add as much water as you want. Okay, I think I'll just let it be. I'm gonna spray one more time. I want a little bit less of a line where that green and yellow meets. And each one of these is gonna turn out different, right? Can let it sort of move on the paper if I want. Ooh, look, just outlined my little bottom line. All right, and I'm gonna clean that off. So remember, if you came in late, or just in case you missed it, if you like what I'm doing and you want to get one of these cards in the mail, comment using the hashtag #MoreLove, which is because I can't my watercolor wash, and I'm going to actually bring in one that's dry so I can show you what the white version looks like. And then we'll put together a card. So there is a finished one, a little bit different from the other, you know, just in the distribution of colors, but basically the same idea. So for this one, because I've got white embossing powder, I'm going to actually try it out using a white card body also, and see how we do with that. So I've got a piece of Daffodil Delight. Let's just lay it out and see what we think of how it looks. And then I'm going to use a piece of white. This has dimensionals on the back side already. I think that's just going to be just fine, just the way it is. Okay, so I've got another piece of daffodil over here off to the side that has adhesive on the back side. I don't like to do adhesive on camera. It's just, you know, figure it's a waste of your time. And it's boring. So I like to have the adhesive on the back there. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my white piece. And these are all the same dimensions as the one that I did with the black. Got dimensionals on the back. And the backings are already removed. This is a super simple card, especially because it's just that single sentiment with our watercolor wash. I just love it. All right, so now I'm just going to put some white glue on the back. White glue seems to be my latest favorite adhesive. Hi, Jolene. Good to see you here. I haven't been paying too much attention to the comments, so keep commenting. I can respond to you all. All right, so there is my card. So incidentally, I was just noodling around one day with playing with watercolor paper and my inks, which is how I created the original background to begin with. And when I was thinking about what I wanted to create for today, it's like I have to do something with that background. It's just so pretty because I do love rainbows. I'm a total sucker for rainbows. And so then, of course, this sentiment just, it makes it easy. So let's just go and look at the two of them. So I've got the white and the black, and I want you to tell me which one you prefer. Just always like to know which one strikes your fancy when I do more than one version. So there we go. And if you've already commented, great, but if you tell me which one you prefer and you happen to be the winner, I'll do what I can to send you the one that you like better, just for fun. So the black one is much easier to see. Yes, that's true. I agree. That was actually the reason why I ended up doing the one in black to begin with, because I thought it would just stand out a little bit more against this, crazy, colorful background. And I think it does. But the white one is soft, right? It's a little softer. So anyway, there you go. Now I have one other little step to do on my flowers, and that is to just come in with a little wink of Stella. When I did this one, I actually went in and colored in some of these shapes with the shaded spruce, just to make them stand out a little bit more. Thought about doing the same thing down there, but the wink of Stella will help to do that as well. So I'll just do a little coloring on there. It's a nice little subtle shimmery addition to the thing, to the design. So who else loves rainbows? Anybody? How can you not love rainbows? Somebody asked me my favorite color. I do love purple, but I love the rainbow, and that means, every color. So if you guys aren't familiar with it, I do a Color Fusers blog hop, which is a color challenge each month. It's the first Monday of the month, and we pick a different color scheme each time. And some of them I just look at and I go, oh my gosh, how am I going to create something with that? And I am always amazed at how I come up with something that I really like, even if I didn't think I would like the color scheme. It always turns out fun, and it's a great way to explore different colors. So you guys can play along too if you want. So I did the wink of Stella on that one as well. So these will be on my blog on Saturday, along with this video on YouTube. So you'll be able to get the dimensions and the exact supplies that I used, the colors. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got for you today. Pretty simple. Just going to turn the camera around and say a quick goodbye. Yeah, keeping it simple today. Didn't feel like doing any business, just wanted to play. So it's all about my crafting project, playing with you guys today. So I hope you enjoyed it. Do comment with the hashtag more love, and let me know which one you prefer, black or white. If you win, like I said, I'll try to send you the one that you prefer. Alrighty, so I will be back 2 weeks from now. I'm not even sure what the date is. I was so relaxed today. I was like, I'm not even gonna write any notes up. Just gonna go on and just go for it. So anyway, yeah, 2 weeks from tonight, every other Thursday, I am live here with a paper crafting project. So I will be back then. And hope you guys have a wonderful few weeks and some happy crafting too. Okay, good night, everybody. Thank you for sharing, Linda. I appreciate it. Yes, please share. Okay. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.